Yeah, boy. Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is your friend Cartman. Today, I've got some awesome Capitol Hall 8 raids to show you guys. I've got a complete raid on deck, all districts and the Capitol Peak. I'll show you a variety of attack strategies that I'm using at our clan capital, and hopefully you can use them in yours to get some capital gold this next raid weekend. All right, guys, let's take a look over here at our clan capital. Over 600 capital loot last weekend, several accounts over the 20,000 mark, which is pretty decent for us. And we're going to be looking at number 10 on this list. We defeated this in 18 attacks, guys. Most of these attacks were done by myself, so I'll be able to give you a little insight on my thought process. The only one that isn't is going to be our first one here, Golem Quarry. We've got my friend Tanner coming in here using the Mountain Golem. And right now, guys, this is one of the better districts to use this approach with the Mountain Golem if you want to use this troop. Right now, Tanner's just using his barbs and archers to clear out some of these trash buildings. Get his Mountain Golem placed here, and you want to rage it up into as many buildings as possible. We've got it sped up because the Mountain Golem is just so agonizingly slow to watch here, guys. As you'll see, outside the rage, it's even slower. But look at the values getting. We're clearing out this entire right-hand side of the base. We've got the golem now. He's going to be heading back towards this blast bow. You can see we've got the rage already placed there. Probably could have placed it maybe a little more to the south to get him to this blast bow a little quicker. But nonetheless, he's going to be able to get it down here. And you can just see the value this Mountain Golem can get. He can just smash these key high HP defenses just with one hit in the rage, two if he's not in the rage. And right now we've just obliterated the entire right-hand side of the map, basically with just a Mountain Golem and two rages. I mean, it's pretty simple. Just going to clean up a couple more buildings, get this deployment zone stretched out toward this last remaining rocket artillery. So that's going to be really key for his next attack. You can see right there, just shy of 50%. So right away, I like what Tanner does right here. He's going to place that Mountain Golem and that rage right by that rocket artillery. Since he got that deployment zone there, you want to get that rocket artillery out ASAP. It is the biggest key defense left on this map. He is going to start trying to use his barbs and archers on this bottom side. Go ahead and use the second rage on the Mountain Golem on the left. Just let it get through these defenses as quickly as possible so it's not held up on this trash. Getting its hit points taken down. You can see the barbs and archers actually get down a lot of these point defenses that are left. And now it's just, you just got to wait for that Mountain Golem to finally get over there to take out these buildings, guys. But it's going to be a nice and easy 3-star in 2 attacks, especially in bases that are set up like this, close to the default layouts. You can get the 2-star on this in 2 attacks, or the 3-star on this in 2 attacks with the Mountain Golem pretty easy. And there we have it. All right, guys, next up we've got Balloon Lagoon. This is one of my many accounts that we used on this base. We got it down in 2 attacks. So you can see right here at this layout, we have all these trash buildings on the south side of the base, down here from 3 to 6. So we're just going to clear those out with barbarians right now. Just testing to see if there are any traps, any giant bombs or anything. But right now I'm not getting anything. So we're just going to let those barbs work around. We're just going to clear out these structures. And just try to get our deployment zone as large as possible. So you just have to be patient here. I don't want to spam in more troops than I have to in case there are traps. But we'll let these troops get as much value as they can. Now we're going to go ahead and place some skeleton barrels, send them toward these single infernos. There's not a lot of splash damage here. So these little skeletons are going to be able to get quite a bit of value. I'm going to pair a few rocket wounds to come in here with them just to help speed up getting these defenses down. And just to protect our skeleton barrels just a little bit more. And once we start getting a few of these defenses down, guys, those skellies are really going to be able to do some nice work here and take out a lot of these key defenses. So we've got both the Infernos down. Now we're taking out a bunch of these cannons, the air defense, some spear throwers. A lot of these defenses really can't do anything because they're not splash against all these skeletons. So it's it's a nice troop to use that you don't see a lot of in the Capital Peak is the Skeleton Barrel. So you can see right here when there's no splash around here on the base, it's a really advantageous troop to use. We're going to go ahead and we've got a couple more Skeleton Barrels coming down here from the south. We're moving them across. There's a little bit of splash damage coming in from this rocket artillery. Hopefully most of our skeletons will be out of the range of that rocket artillery so we can clear out as many of these buildings as we can before we run into this bomb tower. The bomb tower is going to make quick work of our skeletons, unfortunately. And right now we're going to go ahead and use our lightning, take out this section of these air defenses. And all that's left in this corner is the spear thrower that can defend air. So I'm going to send my minions over, but unfortunately we hit this air bomb. So that's the end of the minions. That part of the plan did not work. You can see right here, we've got a really nice funnel set up. We're going to use our zaps right away by this rocket artillery. We've got that last spear thrower down, so we're going to send minions again. And there are more air bombs. Oh my goodness. Look at how many. 3 of them so far. I give up on the minions. We're going to send in some rocket loons to finish this section off. Get our deployment opened up here. And now once like the rocket artillery starts shooting at one packet of loons, that's when I'm going to start sending in more packets of loons. So when these key defenses start targeting our existing rocket loons, we're going to send in more rocket loons so they can go in there with their rockets, get more defenses down while everything's distracted. And so right here, this philosophy on this back end is we're just going to overwhelm this base. So we're going to keep on bringing in rocket loons, trying to take out as many air defenses as we can. Any air targeting defenses, that is, the air balloons are a big target, the spear throwers, the air defenses, and then the rocket artillery, obviously. So we get everything down here, just overwhelming the base of these rocket loons. And that's a really nice strategy right now to use with the zaps and the rocket loons together. All right, guys, next up I've got Wizard Valley. It's going to be another one we're able to take down in 2 hits. And right now, when you go to Wizard Valley, it's Hog Rider time, guys. You can see we just have 1 defense on the right-hand side. So it's in 1 Hog Rider, along with a barb. We've got the rest of our Hog Raiders coming down the core with 1 on the left-hand side. We're going to use our heal spells early, especially around these wizard towers. We've got the Teslas in there. There's lots of damage in there, so we want to heal these hogs in that core as much as possible. Get as much value as we can. And right now you can already see, guys, we're getting close to 40% of this base already down. And we still have a ton of hogs moving around. The hogs are going on the top side now, and they're able to take out each of these individual like spear throwers, cannons, relatively easy, even without any heals. See, we're just getting a ton of value on these defenses around here. We do hit that giant bomb. That's going to weaken up the hogs that are left. Yeah, we got 1 more spear thrower there, but it's going to take out our hogs. We're going to let these barbarians and these minions get as much percentage as they can around the outside of the base. You can see we're already over 60%. And there's not a lot of this base already left. And you can see we've cleared out this entire south side. So we're going to have a really nice funnel coming through the rest of the base right here. These barbs, I don't know what they're doing, but they're not going to be able to get through that wall. So we set up our second attack really nice here, guys. We're going to bring in a minion and a couple barbs. The rest are going to be the Hog Raiders pretty much. 1 battle ram. We're just bringing everything in from this top side. Place our heals around this first Super Wizard Tower and just let these hogs go to work. You can see right here, nothing's going to be able to slow them down. A little peculiar place of the second heel. I'm not sure why I didn't bring it a little more toward the Super Wizard Tower, but it's going to work out nonetheless. And I like to bring in at least one pack of minions to help clean up when you're using the hog raiders on this base, because if you have these cannon carts left and your hogs are weak and they happen to take out your last hog, if you have minions, there's no defenses left, so they can take out the last remaining buildings and the cannon carts. Right here, we just overwon the base. We have tons of hogs up and the minions. Got the bonus. It's a nice and easy 2-hit triple. All right, guys, here's Balloon Lagoon. Unfortunately, this did take me 3 hits to get it down. Really wanted to get it down in 2, but it didn't work out. Started with this entry. We had a bunch of these trash buildings here on the south side. We've got the 1 packet of these minions going around, getting tons of value. We're going to use our lightning here to take down some air defenses on the back side close to this blast bow. To weaken them. We used our other lightning up here. You can see close to 12 o'clock to take out some air defenses up there. Right now we're just starting to bring in our rocket loons systematically around the base. We're going to take out as many of these air defending defenses as we can. And unfortunately, I just am not getting as much value around here as I really hoped. The giant Tesla pops, the Teslas do so much damage to these rocket loons. But you can see we're still making some good progress around the base, clearing things out. We're going to get this air defense down. We want to work around this top side and just really try to get this deployment zone so we can try to attack this base from like 10:30, 11 o'clock if we want to. Just give us some flexibility to avoid some of these traps that are remaining. Now, I wanted that battle ram. I wanted those barbs in there to help clean up these buildings. I think I have 1 barb that survived after all the log traps and junk that went on up there. So it's going to be a little slow work for him to clean up those huts and that's freeze spell factory. But right here, we almost get these air bombs down. It would have been really nice, but there are some air bombs around there and other defenses just really shredded my rocket loons, so we didn't get that air bomb down. Maybe if we had, we might have a better chance at it in 2, but those air bombs are really hard with rocket loons to get through. So these barbs are going to get us these 2 more buildings, just help with the deployment area, get us a little closer in percentage for our second attack. Now we're going to be coming in here. Just like before, we've got our, we're going to use some archers to take out these air bombs right away. Try to zap out the rest of these air defenses we can, get as much value as we can with the lightnings. You can see there are so many defenses left on this base. So we're going to start working around, getting a little bit of cleanup with these archers for our deployment zone. We're going to bring in these rocket loons, try to take out these rapid rockets, and just start systematically going around the base. I'm going to try to overwhelm this thing like I have before. The problem is there's just so many air targeting defenses still up that our rocket loons don't survive very long. So we are getting some nice value, but our rocket loons are going down pretty quick. And with all the zap traps, they just do a ton of damage along with these air balloons on these rocket loons. So you can see my rocket loons are going down pretty quick right now. Getting a little bit of value, cleaning it out. You can see we still have quite a bit left, and we're running out of troops right here. So it's going to be in the 80%, unfortunately. Still have the blast bow up on the backside. Just could not get it taken out. But very little of the base left here. So we're going to have the third attack. We'll just be clean up pretty much. We're going to zap out a huge chunk of these defenses right here. We're just going to bring in right here our rocket loons to take out this blast bow. And once the blast bow goes down, guys, it's over. You saw how short this attack was for cleanup. 18 seconds, I think. So did not take long for our troops to just finish this base off. only 1,300 capital gold. So those all his attacks aren't good for the coffers. Dragon Cliffs we got next. Took this district down in 2 hits. Pretty happy with that. Cliffs is one of those districts that gives people a lot of trouble. They don't like attacking it. But I've had quite a bit of success recently using this army comp, especially if the layouts you get are similar to this. We're just going to use our battle ramps to open up a couple of these walls, clear out some trash right here so we can get access to this first super dragon. Going to continue to use our battle builders to get through these walls, distract this super dragon so we can rage up our super dragon, take it down. May not have needed that rage because this super dragon unfortunately is going to fly over here and just get destroyed by this blast bow. So we really don't get much value outside taking down the first super dragon. And we're going to go ahead and use our archers along with this rage to try to get this single inferno down on the left-hand side of the map. It's a little awkward placement between these walls for our sneaky archers to get in there. But they're going to be able to work their way in eventually here and get this single taken out. Now, once we get that single down, we'll be bringing in our other 2 super dragons to let them go through this rage, clean up this super wizard tower, and then they're going to make their way over toward those air bombs and toward the center of the base. You can see we're kind of cleaning out the entire left-hand side of the base right now. So we want to do that for pathing for our second attack, and it's also get us down as many air defenses. So I've got a few sneaky archers taking out the spear thrower in the middle of the base, just working on that deployment zone up toward the blast bow. And the super dragons are doing pretty good work up here, taking down a few spear throwers, super wizard tower. Our last super dragon is going to be able to get down maybe 1 or 2 more buildings. And we're going to use our sneaky archers to get right up by this blast bow, do a little bit of damage on it, and just set us up for raid number 2. So our second attack, we're going to come in here, pretty much the same army. Going to rage up around this blast bow, use our battle rams to get in access to that compartment. And now we're going to bring in our sneaky archers. And we want to get our sneaky archers to take down the blast bow, both the air defenses, hopefully get down the single, and if we're lucky, take down those air bombs, those air balloons. If we can get all that value with our sneaky archers, we're going to have a good chance of getting this base down in 2 hits. So we're just going to be patient right now with these sneaky archers, let them get in here, take out these air defenses, work on these spear throwers, the bomb tower. The main thing is just to be patient. You don't want to spam them in all at once in case you lose them. So we're just going to methodically bring them in here. The one thing we don't want is we don't want them to start targeting really that district hall. The district hall cannot hurt super dragons, so I really don't care if it's up. And of course, those sneaky archers went right for the district hall. So the second batch at least did go for this single inferno. You're going to be able to get it down in the rage. And now I've got 1 more set. I want to place them where we can get these air bombs down. Once we get those air bombs down, we're going to be looking pretty good. So my sneaky archers split. They do take out the air bombs, thankfully. I don't think we get that district hall now. It's really weak, but it's pretty close. So we're going to bring in the rest of our super dragons from 3 o'clock. We're going to rage them up to get through this super dragon, get through this air defense as quickly as possible. Send in the last battle ram just to tank, distract some of these defenses if we can. Maybe the spear thrower or super wizard tower for a second. We want these super dragons to get through this air defense ASAP. We still have to face now just the spear thrower along with that super dragon. And then there's 1 remaining spear thrower on the backside. We still have 3 super dragons up. Now they are weak, but I'll take my odds 3-on-1 any day. And we get that super dragon down, and our 1 super dragon that is remaining is close to full HP. So this is going to be easy work right here. And anytime you can get Dragon Cliffs down in 2 attacks, that's going to be very good for your clan. It's going to free yourself up to use your attacks on some other districts, guys. You don't want to spend 4 or 5 attacks on Dragon Cliffs, really. And there we have it, another triple. All right, guys, last district we got is Barbarian Camp. Did take me 3 hits. This was pretty upgraded Barbarian Camp. So nothing to be disappointed. Sometimes it will take you 3 hits to get these down. We're going to start here on the get our lightning in. And these air defenses were so upgraded, it did take 5 lightnings to get those down. So not as much value from the lightning as I would have hoped. We're getting some nice value out of these minions as the opener. Clean out this trash. And really, I saw this opening kind of on the right-hand side. I wanted to try to get it where the minions could take out this super giant post. So we're going to start bringing in our rocket loons to take down these air defenses because we don't want them to be targeting our minions. And so we're getting these air defense targeting defenses down. We only have a couple of minions left, so I'm rushing some rocket loons in here on this air defense. I get it taken out, and I think I have maybe one minion remaining working on those super giants. But hey, one will get it done. So we're just going to let that minion start working on that super giant, and then he'll be able to clear out the trash on the right-hand side of that. So we're going to go ahead and keep bringing in our rocket loons right now. Try to get to these air defenses, these air bombs if we can. The deployment zone is quite a ways away on some of this, unfortunately, so that's really hard for us to get our rocket loons into a lot of this value. We're going to use our barb to open up this deployment zone just a little bit closer for us. Start bringing in our rocket loons. Take down a few more defenses here. Our minion is still working on the right-hand side. Those minions are so good working on these giants. So you can see we made a pretty good dent in the base. We've got a barb coming around the right-hand side. We want to get this deployment zone as big as possible over there. Probably should have brought a battle ram just to open up this wall so I'd really have a better access inside of this giant box base they've built here. That would have probably been smarter in hindsight, but that's not what I had. So we're just opening it up as much as we can here. Got to 42%, so not the worst, but wish I would have had a little bit more. And right here, I probably should have had something, like I said, again, to open up these walls to give me a better deployment area. But I just did not think of that or see it when I did this attack. So we zapped out a few more air defenses. We got our rocket loons coming in. These air bombs right here close to 9 o'clock, along with this giant hidden Tesla, are really hurting our loons. So we're going to have to try to get those down right here. We're going to distract them, bring one in on the spear thrower, try to attack this air bomb, get it down. We're finally almost to take out that Tesla. I mean, that thing is just shredding balloons. We finally get it taken out. Now we're coming down the right-hand side where we've tried to weaken up these 2 air defenses that are close to max there. So we're going to try to distract them with the minions, get our rocket balloons coming in there to try to make our way to these air defenses. It'd be nice to get both of them down. Get the first one down. The second one almost goes down. We're running low on our rocket loons, so we're going to send some more in. Get this air defense down. Get these air bombs on the south side down. You can see right now, falling quite a bit short. Still quite a bit of the base left to attack. Over 4,000 capital loot available. So we're going to go ahead and use our lightning on these air bombs. Try to weaken them up. Start bringing in our rocket loons. So we got a couple of these giant Teslas. plus the rocket artillery. So we're going to try to hit the rocket artillery, get it down. While some of these deep point defenses are distracted, we're going to bring in a few more loons toward this Tesla. Once we get the Tesla down, we can start kind of overwhelming the base right here. I'm just going to bring in balloons from each and every side right here. I am eventually. We've got our minions coming in. We're going to get this deployment zone a little closer. Once they come in on the town hall, the spear thrower and air bomb start targeting them. Then we're going to bring in the last of our loons. We're going to overwhelm what's left of the base here and be able to finally finish it off. Barbarian Camp is a pretty tough one, at least for me, to get down in 2 hits. So sometimes it will take you 3 hits, and sometimes you just face bases that just you don't like how they look or you don't feel comfortable with the attack. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with having to take 3 hits sometimes to get them down. You just don't want to be stuck on districts taking 4 or 5 hits or more. Those things can really cost your clan. So that's what you want to avoid here. All right, guys, we're finally at the Capitol Peak. And yes, I attacked this Capitol Peak and it took me 4 hits. Look at the dreaded 99% time fail right there on attack 3. What a heartbreaker. We had over 10,000 available loot here. This thing was pretty well upgraded. And so I knew it was going to take 3 pretty good attacks to get it down. And so we started with these archers. We're just trying to open up and get as much value as we can, test with some barbs, use our battle rams to open up these walls. I've got to go on 2 times because we're just using a lot of sneaky archer spam right here, trying to get as much value. And I did bring some minions because of this rocket artillery and these super giants in this left-hand corner down here at 6 o'clock. Once these minions get on the rocket artillery cannot shoot them. And so now we're going to let that minion horde start working on these the super giants, taking them out. Just continue to use our sneaky archers around the base with the rage. Try to get into the second rocket artillery. And you can see right here, we're methodically getting down quite a good amount of the base. I don't want to worry too much about the trash. I want to clear out some of it for deployment, but you can always clean up the trash with your cleanup at the very end of the raid. So you don't want to waste your attacks just doing that. You want to be just, it needs to have a purpose when you're cleaning out a lot of trash. So we finally got that rocket artillery down, which was our goal. We've got some nice holes in the base from the battle rams to give us access deep into the base. So we should be set up pretty good for attack number 2. 43% down. That's pretty good at the Capitol Peak. Now we're going to be coming in, again, pretty much the same army. We're going to be using our sneaky archers with the rages just to try to take out as many defenses around this core and hopefully get the Capitol Peak down itself. Now, a lot of these defenses were upgraded quite a bit, so it was taking a long time for these sneaky archers to get through these buildings. And as you can see, there are quite a few traps too. And it was really just slow, monotonous grinding right here, trying to get this Capitol Peak down. We had the Teslas up there. We had the blast bow firing. We had the super wizard tower and the hidden Tesla on the right. The single and the giant cannon on the left. And then with that blast bow in the back. The blast bow was really dangerous. I mean, it was wiping out these sneaky archers as soon as they became visible, pretty much. So we're getting some value here, but we're not going to be able to get this Capitol Peak down, I don't think. We're just not getting enough damage on it before the sneaky archers are taken out. So I'm going to try to get this giant cannon down. There's another hidden Tesla on the left-hand side now. We'll have to work our way towards that. Continue to weaken everything up on each of these sides. The zap trap did not help right there. And you just have to be patient, especially with the town hall, the capital peak firing. You don't want that thing to just destroy your sneaky archers as soon as you place them. So you want to be as patient as possible if you're going to take this approach. You got to get as much value as you can. At this point, I know I'm not going to be able to get the capital hall down. So I start just trying to get a little bit of this trash around the outside of these minions. Get a little more value that I can just for my deployment area. And also to set up this third and hopefully final attack. So you can see right here, up into the 60%. Capital Hall is still up, but it is severely weakened. And we have rage spells already around it, so we should be able to get some really nice value for this last attack. Up to 65%. So not too bad. Good position. We got our final attack. I'm going to be using pretty much the same army comp. I'm going to go ahead and start bringing our sneaky archers in. We just need a few more hits on this capital hall to get it taken out. The blast bow is still just destroying our troops, which is not a good thing. I'm going to go ahead and use another rage right here on the left-hand side of the capital hall. I want to try to get my sneaky archers on that side, take out the capital hall building, and then start working on this single inferno. Once we do that, we're going to use our last rage up here to try to get this blast bow down. And so we're just going to start sending our sneaky archers in this core one at a time, taking out these key buildings. A lot of traps still, but we're going to get the single down here in just a second. Got the mortar down. Working our way toward this blast bow. Blast bow has just been a total nuisance for this whole attack. We got a bunch of these battle ramps coming in to distract that blast bow. Open that compartment up. We've got our sneaky archers coming in now to work their way over to this blast bow. And we are finally going to be able to take it out here in just a second. So many troops. It took so many to get in there. All right, now we're down to about a minute left. We still have 20% of this base to go. We still have a few troops. We've got to be a little selective on where we're going to attack. I got this one spear thrower on the left-hand side. I want to take it out with these sneaky archers. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in a minion horde. Of course, there's an air bomb right there, which decimates my cleanup. There's not much for air targeting defenses left, especially on the left-hand side, so those minions should do good right there. But time is running out. I was trying to be a little too patient. The minions are working on the left-hand side. We're going to bring in the last sneaky archers for this bomb tower, this multi-cannon, bring in the rest of the barbs, the battle ram right here. And it is just let down to the last few seconds. We're at 94, 95. We've got 7 seconds. Come on, guys. And it's 98, 99. Oh, that is the dreaded 99% right there, guys. You do not want that at the Capitol Peak. One trash building hut left. I went in there with my main account and got it. The massive 30 Capital Gold. Sometimes that's what you have to do, guys. Don't leave those bases for your teammates. Go ahead and just take the hit, clean it up, and get it going. Well, I hope you guys liked today's video. If you do, smash that like button for me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And until next time, clash on, my friends.